And once again, Miniki, and welcome to my Real Oviedo PES 2016 Master League mode. And as you see here, we do have our first game of the League Atlantis season against recently relegated Elche. Now, obviously, they got relegated because they couldn't pay. I believe they couldn't pay an outstanding debt, so they got relegated instead of Ibar, who originally were relegated. But it's going to be a tough game no matter what. It's the newly promoted team up against the newly relegated team, so it's not going to be the easiest of games, and to start off it's going to be very, very difficult. And in this episode it's only be one game. I do apologise for that, but there will be a lot of transfer negotiations in it as well. I do hope that when the transfer window shuts in this game, I will be able to actually show you more games. I hope to play 3 games an episode, but it's just the one, and this is just the one in the game against Elche. This is the first game of the season, and it's going to be difficult. There's a lot of players in there. I'm still not too keen on most of the players in my squad. I still think they're not good enough to battle against relegation, and it could be a tough fight. But to see here, Elche, Jonathan, I think I've heard of before. Pasalic, they still have Pasalic in the squad, who they don't actually have in real life anymore. There's a reason for that. None of the teams have been updated, so everyone's got the old team. I'm not too sure whether or not to redo the career mode, which is Master League mode, which is why I was kind of hesitant to carry it on. But I'm going to carry it on, and I'm just going to hope that it sorts itself out eventually, because it's quite annoying to play with or play against teams that have players that aren't there anymore, and it's quite a little bit of an annoyance for me for Konami, because it's a bit annoying to not be able to play the fully updated squads. But it is the first game of the season. It is probably the hardest game of the season. But as you see here, they do kick off, and we are on the back foot already. And as they cross it in, they get a goal. It's a very cheeky goal there, and it's 1-0 to Elche. And the celebrations of this game are quite good. Victor Rodriguez, I think his name's Victor Rodriguez. I don't know why I call him Victor Rodriguez. I just saw the V and I panicked. So his name's Rodriguez, and he does get the first goal. It's quite a nice passing play. The right back is totally done, and then the centre back comes over and he gets done, and then it leaves a massive hole in the middle for him to just put it into, and that's a nice finish, a little dink finish. And the defending there is awful. It's atrocious defending, and no slide tackle's going to get that, and it's just awful by me and by Real Oviedo to start the season and the campaign off. But I do get one back, and we do play here. Quite nice ball, quite nice passing. You know, we pass it along the floor. It's what this game wants you to do. We pass it along the floor. We go down the wing. He skips past his man, and it whips in a nice ball. And then Linares, I think his name is, skits the goal and puts us back on level term with Elche. Very, very difficult game. This is not an easy game at all, and it's a nice little bit of play down the wing. I can't tell you the names of most of these players. It's going to take quite a while for me to get used to these players. I don't know anything about them. But Linares does get them back on level, get Real Oviedo back on level. I really hate the colour of that ball. It looked like sick to me when I was playing that. It looked like someone had vomited on the ball, and it just made me feel a bit queasy. So I don't really like the colour of that ball in the light that's on here. It's really disgusting, and it freaks me out. But unfortunately for us, we lose the ball in midfield, and the ball is a nice ball played to Jonathan, and he's going to go through, and little cheeky bastard, he dinks it over me, and I can't. Esteban comes out. I think my defence is completely split open. It's a poor place to concede the ball. You know, we were passing it between each other, and we couldn't really find a place to go, and I wanted to turn and pass it away, but it did not to be. And I think a nice through ball play there to Jonathan, who does a cheeky little chip over our goalkeeper Esteban, and he's not the tallest goalkeeper, so it's not the hardest thing to do, but that just splits us open. And our defence has been so poor these first 2 goals conceded. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So our first goals in this game. I mean, this is a lovely ball. I can't fault the ball through. It's absolutely lovely. It parts us apart disgustingly, and then the finish is even better, and it's quite a good goal, to be fair. But it's a bit annoying to concede it, and our defenders are a bit poor when not conceding that. So Jonathan, obviously celebrating his goal, that was very cheeky and quite annoying. As you see here, we do go close. We have, that's my phone, I'm sorry. We do go close, and we have Linares just putting it wide of the post, and but we do try our hardest on this free kick. Now this is a nice, this was nice. Just watch it. It's no commentary needed. That was quite a nice little cheeky effort. It just goes over the bar as well. So I was hoping that was go in. But here you see they do give it away, but they win it straight back. And then a couple of passes in midfield. Everyone's knackered, as you can see the bars in the bottom. Everyone's pretty on depleted. But it doesn't stop Rodriguez getting his second goal of the game and pretty much finishing us off 3-1 to Elche. Not a chance that we're going to come back from this now. Elche are run away with it. It was going to be the hardest game we were going to play. It wasn't within doubt that we were not going to win this game. I think from the minute we kicked off, we was just going to lose. We weren't going to win. We didn't look like we were going to win. We don't have the players to win it. We are absolutely terrible at the moment. The transfer, we need to go in the transfer market more. I was hoping, obviously don't have pre-season games, so we can't tell what needs fixing. But from this game, I can tell you the defence needs fixing, and probably my midfield as well. A little bit some midfielders. We have got a striker in, obviously, from last episode, I believe. So my defence needs fixing. That is quite a nice touch. I didn't realise he did it like that and then scored it like that. It's quite a nice touch actually, but unfortunately, it's against us, so it's not a nice touch at all. But it does finish 3-1. And unfortunately for us, we lose our first game of the Liga Adelante season, and it's quite an annoying one to lose. We did well to score, obviously we did well to equalise, but they just had the better players and the better men, and Jonathan ripped us a new one twice with his, ripped us a new one with that cheeky over-the-top chip from him, so it was quite annoying to concede that, but some goals, it's really annoying to see. As you see here, we are just, I think, outside of the relegation zone. I believe it's the bottom two that are in the relegation zone, and we are losing £180 from our current funds as well because of appearance bonuses, which you do get in this game. But as you see here, we are looking at a right back, and we have a couple. Everton Silva, I also have a centre back as well. Everton Silva, we're looking at Suka, butchering names, and I can't remember, Di Pazzo as well as Vega, who's our centre back. But we do look at Everton Silva as the cheapest option, but we're going to just go straight into it, and we lose 340k, just over 340k, sorry, of our transfer budget. As you see here, we are going for another midfielder, another attacking midfielder, because Font needs some help. Hector Font needs some help, and we possibly could replace him, but all of these are pretty much too much for us to try and buy him with. We haven't got a lot of money. We've only got 5 million in our funds, so we don't have a lot of money to spend on players, and especially not near 2 million to spend on some players. So we go in eventually to adjust terms, and we're all trying to get their transfer fee down just a little bit eventually on most of these players. I believe 92%, not too good, but not too bad. It's round. I'd say you got a decent chance of getting them. The higher it is, obviously, the better it is, but it's not always better when it's lower end 90s rather than high end 90s. It kind of works in a weird way. You see 93 chances of happening, which is not bad. We could have obviously gone through his contract, but that's not what we wanted. And we do look here at some more of Vladic as well, and we do start transfer negotiations. But that is it for this episode, and we will have the next game